hi.
Hey, Marta. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
We're great. How are you?
Thank you so much for
What's
jumping
going
on. Buenos dias, buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Thank you for jumping on. We're going to wait just a little bit while we get some people jumping on the live. But Marta, we are honored. Michael, Viquita here, and we're honored to have you with us. De veras.
Thank you so much for having me. This is my first live.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Hey, yeah.
Well, we're gonna have fun with it. You know, drink a lot of coffee while we're at it. Maybe a little rum if you'd like as well. No, I'm kidding. It's too early for
All right, I got this.
I know.
But while we let the viewers jump on, we were thinking maybe you can tell us a little bit, Marta, about like your background and how you got here, when you got here, so the viewers can get to know Marta a little bit.
Okay. All right. So good. I was born in Cuba. You know this, right?
Yeah.
I'm the youngest of 6. All my siblings are all here. They're all obviously older than I am. I have 4 sisters and 1 brother, all older than I am. And they are all accomplished people. And all my sisters are amazing cooks.
Oh.
I just follow along. I like just... I'm the youngest. Right. It's like, hey, what are you guys doing? Show me, So, anyway, we left Cuba in early 60s. My brother was a Pedro Pan.
Wow.
Yeah, so we went from, a lot of luxury in Cuba. We were, a higher class there. And then we had to leave. And we moved to Miami to a little tiny apartment. And we thought it was great fun. My parents were they never talked about like everything we left. It was, okay, we're here now. And, assimilation was a word that we heard a lot, so.
The land of opportunity.
I still am. I was very young. I was like 6 when I got here. So, but I'm 100% Cuban, 100% American. So I became a citizen when I was 19, finally, So, so that's my Cuban background. So.
And what city, I'm sorry, from Cuba?
From La Habana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we went to Instituto Edison, for those people out there who know stuff. Okay. So, my family moved to the West Coast. So we lived in Miami for a few years because I think you're supposed to if you're Cuban. You have to live there, and then they release you to the rest of the country. So we moved here to California, and we lived in Santa Monica for a long time. And that was a culture shock, because everyone in California is Mexican.
Right.
So if you speak Spanish, they thought you were Mexican. It's like, no, where is Cuba,
Yeah.
So anyway, we grew up we were a tight family, and my mom, bless her heart, she lived to be 103. Wow. And she was the glue, that kept our family together. And she passed away a few years ago. And then, I felt like for my family, that was my responsibility now. I have 4 kids and 2 grandkids.
You took the torch.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So now I'm the matriarch of my little family,
Wow.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, so that's me. So we moved to the West Coast, and you know what was not a lot of here on the West Coast? Cuban restaurants. That's right.
Very few.
So, except for Portos. And, back in the day, you have to drive to Glendale or Burbank, and that's... If you know how long California is, that's pretty much it. You drive, forever. So, and for Cuban food, we would do it. It's like, okay, take a day. We're going to go get food. So,
and wait
anyway,
and
right?
Yeah.
So I wanted pastelitos de guayaba. I was just craving them. And I have a recipe where you can make the dough and all that. And then I thought, I bet I can figure this out. And so I got some puff pastry and guava paste and some cream cheese, and I made pastelitos at home. And I wrote it on my blog, and then that put me on the map. Like, oh my gosh, you can do this, people. So
is that how the blog started? Is that
sort of, kind of? So I'm sorry. Yes, that was a question you had for me. I started writing my blog 14 years ago, and I was homeschooling my kids. And so I was at home. But what was funny is, like, when we'd get in the car, I'd be listening to Benny Moré or Celia, you know, so we'd be driving places, and the kids, they couldn't actually speak Spanish completely, but they could sing. So, yeah,
Okay.
so they would learn, you know, the lyrics. So they have enough Spanish, they would get it just from the Cuban music, right?
Yeah.
And then we'd come home and, you know, I'd make ropa vieja or picadillo. We ate very Cuban. And I thought, I bet there's a lot of people out there like me. So I started writing about it. I homeschool my kids, you know, I listen to Cuban music, I make Cuban food, you know, and then I started calling it like Cubanity, you know, this is our Cubanity. And that took hold too. So a lot of people were able to identify with me.
Sure.
Like, oh, we live here especially in California.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so hi, Miami. Miss Pastelitos, I know. Hi, I'm just reading your little thing.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people joining.
If anybody has questions, throw them on there and we'll get to them.
So
throw the questions.
Is it true? Because I had heard that a lot of Cubans were here in California originally, even some of our family, and then the earthquake happened and they go to Miami. Is that true? Or
Cubans don't like
is that a rule? Is that
that sounds very Cuban thing to do, right? Yeah. So no, we hung on and just shook with it, you know.
So hurricanes, yes. Earthquakes, no. Yes.
So anyway, I started writing my blog, and then I thought, I was writing about my everyday life, and I was just writing about, this is what we do, and this is where we go, and this is my husband, and these are my kids, but this is my history a little bit too. This is, my family had to leave. We were not immigrants to America. We were refugees.
Right.
And that was an important distinction for us. But people, I don't know if they understand Cuban history, like, we did not want to leave. It was wonderful. However, when we got here and we knew we were not going back, my parents basically said, assimilate, learn the language. We speak Spanish at home, but you can speak English out in the world. So that's kind of how that went down. You know?
So I think that what you're doing, you know, with the blog and people identify with it is because so many families want to keep their culture alive. You know, whether they're Cuban or any other nationality, I think they just want to maintain that. And, you know, sometimes the language starts to, little by little, you know, get lost a little. But the food is one of the biggest parts of our culture. Yeah,
we all speak food. Yes.
We all speak food, no matter what race, ethnicity. So what is it that gravitated you towards, like, learning these recipes and cooking? Was it that your mother had passed and you wanted to take over?
Well, it was before that. If you go back and read my blog, my mother was a primary character that I wrote about all the time, because she was, you know, we're a Cuban family. We were like in each other's business all the time. And so we had my mom, when she got older, she stayed with us every weekend. My sisters and I took turns, and then, you know, she would come to, you know, our homes, and she basically, like, groomed us, you know. She expected 3 hot meals a day.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, and then I would be like, well, your rice tastes different from mine. And oh, okay, well, the secret is I put, you know, this and that. So I did learn to cook when I was very young. But then when I got older and she was here a lot, we spent a lot of time in the kitchen. And she would say, you know, like, she would tell me stories. My grandmother, her mother, would make a perfect flan in a coffee can in a wood-burning stove.
Wow.
Right? So then I felt like a loser. Oh my gosh, I can't get a flan out of a pressure cooker. So it was a lot of fun, you know, learning at my mom's side, basically, you know. So
of course, yeah.
So, but
taking notes, I'm sure.
What's that?
Taking notes, I'm sure, whenever she would toss something special in there. Yeah.
So she would help me, like I said, I'm going to write a recipe for this. And so she would jump in the kitchen with me, and like, she was already like in her late 90s when I started doing this, and she would help me, and she'd go, okay, then we're going to do this. And so that was really, really fun, because I picked up a lot of her stories, and, you know, we pass our culture on through music, like I said, with my kids, and through food, you know. Hi, from Georgia. I'm trying to like read and talk to you at the same time.
I know, no. We've got some people saying that that's how they make their flan also. Some people saying they need to buy a coffee can.
In the coffee. All right. Make it La Llave, because those are my
That's
people.
Yes.
That's right. Only La Llave. So,
Yeah.
you know, so our grandma was born in Regla and our dad was born in La Habana, and he came at 9 years old also. He came in the 60s.
Yeah.
And he was born in 59. And so also, like you say, kicked out. And so we grew up hearing the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Our grandma worked for a very wealthy family in Cuba, and they had their own chef, Cordon Bleu. So she learned cooking from him.
Oh, okay.
And then she would bring it at home and would teach us. So we loved, you know, but we're nowhere near your level.
No, I was
of
going to
cooking,
say,
okay?
let me interview you about.
Yeah, no. Nowhere near. But, you know, food is obviously, it's a big, she always, every day was dinner at grandma's. And so what you do, it really connects with us. This is really special. You know, setting this up, we were thinking so much about our grandma who's no longer with us, but they're always with us in memories.
Right.
What is it about coffee? Because grandma would drink en la mañana, you know, merienda, and at dinner, she would drink coffee, and then the doctor said, hey, you can only have one a day.
Right?
So
my dad was the same way. My dad he drank his coffee first thing without it. Well, our eyes don't open very far anyway, but before his eyes were open, he would drink his first cup, and then a couple of hours later, right? Guavette? I know. See the coffee cup? I can see that. And he would drink all day long. So there was something, you know, it's that smell of the brewing coffee, and it you can hear with the old cafetera, you can hear when it starts to go, and then you take it off the stove and you put the sugar in, and you know, do the taca 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 taca, yeah, to get the espumita, right? Yeah. So we had to learn how to make coffee, from all of us, from a very young age, because Papi needed his coffee. So that was very important all day long. So
what is your secret to your coffee? Because every Cuban makes it different.
Okay, so you start with the old school cafetera, but I have to confess, am I going to confess in front of all these people? We use an espresso now. We use an espresso. You put the sugar in first, and then let the coffee drip in, and then you do the taca, 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 you know, and it's perfection. I just finished a cup. I keep it in un termito, you know.
Yeah, claro. Keep it warm, claro.
Yeah, so anyway, coffee was like, people didn't understand. See, there you are. You know, I also have this.
Salud. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
My tacita, yeah. So she's making her cup right now. Hi. I don't know what that is. I get so distracted easily. Sorry.
No. We have someone asking about tamales. You know, the Cuban tamales, which are with the corn, right? The maíz. So she's saying,
you know,
in LA, what's a good recipe?
Oh my God, I get that question all the time. But let me tell you what the rules are in my family.
Okay.
I am the youngest, and when we're a family, I don't get to cook. Can you stand this?
Oh, wow.
I know. I've got a cookbook. I've got a blog. I make recipes. But I'm the baby. I'm the baby. So I don't get to cook when I'm with my family. So anyway, my oldest sister, she's the one that gets to make the tamales. And yeah. And they're labor intensive. Hi, that's one of my sisters there. Labor intensive. Hi, Alina.
Hi, Alina. Yes. Hi, Paloma. Hi, Joey.
Is it true, Alina? You don't let her cook?
So yeah. Anyway, it's everything is, like she said, is labor intensive. And what I have done with my blog is I take the original recipe, you know, which of course is like, find a chicken from the yard, nice fat one. I'm not going to start there, you know. I'll make my little caldo. I just get to the point where it tastes right. So if you follow any of my recipes that are on my blog, I get the taste right. And that's where people go, oh my gosh. I get a lot of mail where people say, hi again. Okay. So the people that write to me, they say my abuela was the one who did the cooking.
Yeah.
and she was, you know, everything was perfect, but she never passed on her recipes.
That's the hard part.
Right? So I thought that for me like leaves like a hole, you know? So if you can take the recipe and just make it taste like it's supposed to. So I would use, you know, a crock pot to make my ropa vieja. And so I started doing it that way, and people would write to me and say, it's perfect. It tastes like it's supposed to. So I feel like I'm winning, you know.
Yeah. Well, a little sponsor here, or ad or whatever. I used your fricassee recipe the other night. And it was very good, 10 out of 10.
Okay.
I didn't have raisins.
Come on.
But it was very good.
Shut up.
So go on her blog and check her fricassee recipe.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Where could they find it, Marta?
What?
Where could they find your blog? That way they also check this out later.
My blog is my Big Fat Cuban Family.com.
Oh, simple.
And there's a ton of recipes on there. Go check it out.
So there's categories, because you know what, my life is a little bit more than, I don't spend all the time in the kitchen.
Of course.
So I go places, we do things. I just write about my life, really, is what I'm doing. And so it's been 14 years now, and people they have been connecting to it.
Yeah.
They want to know. A lot of people that aren't necessarily Cuban, but they know somebody who's Cuban, or there's people who marry a Cuban and say, I want to try to impress them, you know. So like make the fricassee because, right? So
yeah, or just to try something different. I mean, it's still part of the Latin, you know, culture. It's still, everybody's culture is kind of, well, all the Latin cultures are kind of similar in a way, so it's all connected.
You guys are here. I know you're here in California because that's where I met you. I ran into you.
That's right.
It was at Portos.
At the Portos opening. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're here. When my grandparents got here, my dad, they just stayed here in California, Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So we're about 20 hours east of LA. And like you said, finding Cuban food was always a challenge, but we were fortunate Grandma did the cooking. Yeah. But yeah, it's you know what I think people connect with you, Marta, is you're genuine. You know, you are who you are, and you got the cool hair. We always had that hair.
This is my own. This is my very own hair. That is my own. Okay.
But yeah, no. Oh, Daddy's saying Cuban by marriage. That's right.
A lot of
you guys get indoctrinated.
Yeah. So, hi, Danny. Whoever that is.
It tends to rub off on people. That's the thing.
Yeah. It does, and that's a nice thing. Oh, thank you. She said I'm a gem. I feel like I'm an ambassador. I know that sounds like real, you know.
No, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm a representative for a couple of things. Like, I am now the abuela. They call my grandsons call me abuela.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like I'm passing on the culture, not just to my kids, but to the little ones, you know. Yeah. So, hi. Oh, look at all these people. Where are they coming from?
Thank you for joining. Hey, George, the yummy foodie. Thanks for joining, guys.
Yeah. Sorry, I get those distracted.
No. I mean, they keep messing. I think Guavet said you need a food network, hey?
Hey, that would be good.
Wait, I wonder if they'll know. Okay, I did do an audition for them.
What?
Where do we
okay, everybody, you're not allowed to tell. Okay.
I'll keep it quiet.
Okay.
You know, as Cubans
because they're not going to do the show anymore. So there was a show that Guy Fieri was putting together, and it was called, if I say this, am I going to get in trouble? America Can Cook. And then they interviewed me, and they like really wanted me for this show, but it didn't happen because COVID and all of that. So this was just a couple months ago.
Wow.
So you know, I got people in the Food Network that want to talk to me, but no, I'm not.
Okay.
That's not.
An eye out for that.
Thank you. She'd watch it, or he'd watch it. I don't know. I can't tell.
That's exploring.
That's not what really I aspire to, but I feel like I really am all about my home and my family. I really am. If you know me, you know that's everything. You know, there's something about being Cuban and sitting at a table. And then we talked about this, the sobremesa. which is after you finish eating, you just sit for
hours,
a long time, and you just enjoy your cafecito
and the conversation afterwards.
Yes, and nobody wants to leave the table because that conversation is just as delicious as the food. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's a lot of my happiest memories are of the sobremesa. So that's part of our culture here in my home with my kids and my grandkids. Like, no, we sit and we just are together and we discuss whatever, how the food was, you know?
So how do you, with the new generations, how do you make them put the phone away and actually be part of the conversation? Because the sobremesa is without distractions, right? You're there.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm in charge.
Okay. Don't mess with Marta. Be like Marta, don't mess with her.
Are you kidding me? This is my house. I have power. So yes, I can't with the very little ones. Sometimes it is just easier. Like, give them a device, please. But no, it's a lovely thing to have my kids want to know stuff. And even last night I went out with just my two daughters, and we were, going to see Christmas trees, and then we were sitting down at a patio, we were eating, and I was telling Lucy, who's my youngest, a story that she had not heard, but Amy, the older one, had heard. And then I said, this happened. And then so Amy says, oh, she was about 9 years old. And I said, no, I was 18 when this happened. She goes, why are you driving around with your parents if you're 18 years old? Because we're a family, we just did this. She goes, I know we do this. You make us drive around and be with you. But yeah. I go, no, this comes from generational, comes on down. Yeah.
But so that's beautiful.
That's very important to us.
Absolutely. No, that's beautiful.
Staying together.
Yeah. So
it's easy to get kind of separated and do your own day-to-day thing. It's hard to get everybody together sometimes.
Yeah, really. Yeah. So yeah, they all come back, which makes me really happy. They all come back. So
while we're at it, we got a bunch of people leaving comments. Paloma, thanks for coming. We're gonna do a little raffle, right? And what I was thinking, Randy, what's up? What I was thinking is that the person who first guessed maybe your favorite dessert. All
right, did they start already? Okay, let's do that.
Okay, the person who first guesses Marta's favorite dessert.
Okay, this is what I'm going to give away here. Look at this.
Tacita giveaway. Start commenting.
Starting now.
Can you read it? Is it backwards? Okay, whatever.
They know what
it is. Yeah.
All right, so are we watching the comments now?
Yeah, let's see. We'll so whoever, guys, start commenting. Flan, we got Flan, one person. Another one, Flan.
Oh my God. You know what it is? It's my face, isn't it?
Hey, everybody's saying Flan. No arroz con leche, no natilla. What's going on?
Well, you guys
there's other desserts.
Okay, hi, Paloma.
We got
flan, leche, pasteles. Keep going, people. You're close. Pasteles were close.
Joey, we're exploring LA.
Ah, yes. Flan. Well, do you know? Stop it. That was
Biscotti.
La la la.
Hey, good guess. Good guess.
Okay.
I can just tell you, I don't get it enough.
Okay.
So I love flan and I love dulce de leche and. Oh yeah, torrejas. I make really good ones. I stuff them with guava and cream cheese. Okay, refugiado.
A bunch of cooks joining.
You guys are getting closer. You're getting closer. You're getting
guava roll.
You're getting warmer. You're getting warmer. Leche, arroz con leche. I love everything. Oh.
We love all of them, but no one's guessed it.
Yes. Wait, who was that? Lourdes.
Where's Lourdes?
Taquito con queso.
Oh.
I think it's
Casco de guayaba.
Where is she?
Oh, I don't see it.
Lourdes guessed it? Mermelada.
Was that
dulce
her?
De coco.
I don't know. You guys are in charge of this thing.
Pastelito de guayaba.
Pastelito de guayaba. I love. Cheese roll. Love those too. Everything. Boniatillo. Ni se diga. Okay. Mermelada. No. Buñuelo. I love these all, but favorite. I don't get it all the time. Did I call it? Yay! Yes, there you are.
Aquí. Lourdes got it. Okay, Lourdes. Felicidades. So what is it? What's your favorite?
Casco de guayaba.
Oh, casco
so you get the casco and then you put the cream cheese on it. Oh my God! If I can get it, I'll have. I'd go out of my way for that.
Wow.
But you know.
Okay, so I gotta
Yes.
ask.
Yay! Hi, Lourdes. Felicidades. You won.
Felicidades, Lourdes.
Okay, so figure out how to get her address.
Guayaba.
What?
We grew up eating queso con guayaba.
Yeah.
I don't know
well,
any other Hispanic group
timba.
that
Right?
does
They call it
that.
timba. Yeah.
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 What is with that? Why do we do
galleta,
that?
right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, figure out how to get her.
Lourdes, send us a direct message and we'll
write down her.
Send us a direct message, Lourdes. We'll send you the little tacita. So, okay.
Timba, yeah.
Now, the casquitos de guayaba, those are a little bit difficult, right? Because those can break while you're boiling them, or because you got to keep the shell, right?
Yeah. So, well, I just get them like when I go out or something, because it is one of those things that I have the 2 guava trees in my backyard that are, okay, like a dozen years ago, one of my readers, I had met him when I was in Miami. He was a photographer for Cuban and Latino. And he kept in touch with me because he had some photos. And then he moved to Maryland. Well, he kept 2 little guayabitas, they're about this big, from his home in Miami.
Oh, wow.
And he sent them to me. Okay, so those 2 guayabitas are now the size of my house, and they're giving me like this great crop this year.
Wow.
So, yeah, isn't that a great story?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I have, what I love about the people who read my stuff, they're very loyal and they're lovely. Like, I am the luckiest. I really am the luckiest because I don't get any haters. And you know how like Cubans are opinionated, but they're not haters, you know, but we have opinions.
Yeah.
Oye, tienes que hacerlo así, you know, that's our way. And then, and I love that, you know?
Yeah.
Aww,
Yeah.
Thank you. Blessings on blessings to you too. Guayabita, yeah, you know me too well. Wait, go.
No, I was saying, if you guys, while you're watching, make sure you go on my Big Fat Cuban Family. But what you're saying is that, you know, you've created like a family. That's your whole thing.
Yeah, well, right. So we call it like, I call it like my big fat extended Cuban family.
Yeah.
Because wherever I go, and I get people, if I'm at a Porto's, people, I can see the people out of the corner of my eye walking, you know, they start walking closer. And I just, you know, hey, you know, I think you guys did that. You kind of were staring at me and
like, is that Marta?
Waving.
Like, I know her on Instagram.
You were with your family there, right? You were there with the whole family. And you guys were a big crew.
Yeah, I went with a lot of friends too. So there was like, actually the Gaviñas were there that day because it was the opening of Porto's. And Andy Garcia, I'd go anywhere, wherever he is. I just stand around, you know. So that's not important right now.
Yeah.
So what was I talking about? Okay, ask me another question. I forgot.
Your extended family.
Thank you, Maria. What?
You were talking about your extended family, the blog.
Okay, so let me tell you, can I tell you a story?
Sure.
Am I using up all your time?
No,
okay.
That's what this is.
So we went, when my kids were younger, we were homeschooling, and they were, John was in about 7th grade, and Lucy was just in high school, and we did the trip where you go to Washington, D.C., you know, we went with, you know, our group, and so I had been writing about it on my it was one of those phones that had the little tiny keyboard. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
And I was blogging from wherever. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how I did that. But anyway, so we were at Arlington Cemetery on Mother's Day, and we went and saw all the thing, and it was very emotional. We were walking back to our bus, and a car slows down and rolls down their window, and says to my husband, "Hey, Eric." And he was like, "Oh my gosh." And then she sees me, she goes, "Marta, my Big Fat Cuban Family." She recognized my husband. Wow. I'm like, "Oh my God, hi." So it turns out that both her parents were buried there. They had, you know, been in the service, and she wrote to me later and said, "This is the story." And I knew you were in DC, and there you were, you know. So was kind of like a big deal for me. That was such a big deal that people, like everywhere, all across the country, hi.
They recognize you.
Anyway,
did you think when you started the blog? I mean, you were just doing it kind of for yourself?
It was for myself. It was a way to keep my Cubanity, as I like to say. I was writing about, where I'm homeschooling the kids, and today they have drama, and I'm making all the costumes or something, and I'd write about what I was doing, and we go to this concert, and we enjoy the show, whatever. We were just talking about, I was just sharing my life. I didn't expect it to go where it ended up going. That wasn't the plan. I was just documenting, and I thought, I want to document the story about my mom and the flan and, my grandmother cooking in a coffee can.
Yeah.
That's a great story. So I added it. And so I started writing about, because I didn't really know my grandparents. We left Cuba when I was very young. Wow. And I grew up here, but, we spoke Spanish at home. And so all of that, that all of us went through, that the assimilation, the difficulties. I started school without speaking a word of English. I was in first grade, and I learned to speak English with Captain Kangaroo.
Wow.
So I would just imitate. We would all imitate, whatever they're saying, and that was, it was a difficult time, but it wasn't, because we were tight. We were all together. We were all in this together. My older sisters had a rougher time. They were older. They were debutantes. Thank you. Keeping the culture alive and thriving. Yes. Yes, we did.
You know what it is too, is that there's so many people that relate to your story, because Cubans are scattered all over the place.
Yeah.
And we don't necessarily have we have a tight community, but we're not necessarily close in the sense of, for example, Mexicans. We're in California, Southern California. That's a big community. So we're kind of a smaller community.
We love our Mexican side.
We do love our Mexican side. But everybody relates to that. And you've got not only maybe the first generation of Cubans that arrived, but also like us, the second generation that we're here, still trying to keep that culture alive when there's not too many of us to kind of, we stick together.
Don't you think we find each other, right? Do you guys ever, did you do the Dodger Day? When we go to the Cuban Heritage Day at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, we did.
And that's, I think, brought our community together.
Yeah.
That was so amazing that we did that. And so eventually they invited me to be on the committee. I just liked it because it made me feel cool, but all I did was write about it, say, hey, we're going to do this, and we're, we have T-shirts, and this is where you can get them. And so anyway, that group has become my tight group of Cuban friends, That's my Cubanity, as you will.
Why do you think, Marta, that all Cubans seem to know each other?
Oh my gosh. My mother used to say that we had the island tattooed on our forehead.
Yeah, what is that?
Because you see somebody in a store and you go, Cuban. And my husband always goes, no, what is that? And I said, what? Que viva la diferencia. Amen. Yeah. I don't know. We recognize each other. We recognize our accent. And I don't think I have an accent, but another Cuban will go, oh, yeah, Cuban,
Yeah.
So there is something about it, we carry it, right?
Yeah.
I think you do. You probably do, too. Do people come up and say, where are you from?
Yeah.
Are you Cuban? Yeah.
Yeah.
If I hear somebody speaking in Spanish, I'm like, okay, I know they're Cuban. I know they're Cuban, yeah. So there is something, it's like a heart-to-heart thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And even people that I don't know, and they write to me and they, tell me about how much they're your generation. And they say, oh, I'm trying to keep, it's the sazón of our soul. Oh, I love how you write.
Yeah.
Se ve en la lengua.
Se ve en la lengua, yeah.
Yeah, there's something.
But I think even people that we meet on the internet, you know what I mean? People write to me and then I meet them in person, and it is, so many people call me their madrina.
Oh.
That is so cool.
They just relate to me in that way. So And I'm like, okay, I'll take it, you know. So I'm not going to be your abuela, thank you, yet. Thank
Yeah,
you.
not yet. Maria saying she's getting sentimental, a similar story. Yeah, I mean, so many Cubans, but a lot of immigrants that, you know, also were, you know, kicked out of certain places, you know, they have a similar story. They connect with us.
Yeah.
Cuban cigar, it's the accent and Covici swagger, he says.
How we carry ourselves, yes. Yeah, it is. It's how we carry ourselves. Cuban men move a certain way. I'm just saying, right? Yes. Yes.
Now, music's also seems to be a big part of. You even have a Spotify, guys. If you're not following her on Spotify, mi gente, you were listening to the other day, no?
Yeah, there's the holiday one too now.
Yes, I did a holiday one. Okay, and then I made this terrible blunder because we are California Cubans, right?
Yes. It's a difference in Miami.
It's different than Miami, and so I didn't add. Y tus croquetas, Marta. A mi familia me encantan las mías. Oh, you're so funny. You know, Spotify, what? Yes, go find me. They're on my blog, right there, the Spotify list. I have a cleaning list. I have, because Cuban cleaning is another, that would be another time we'll talk about Cuban cleaning, because that's, yeah, that's like, we're close to God that way, with Cuban clean. You know what I'm saying? Okay, all right.
So the Cuban, the Cuban cooking playlist, how did you put that one together?
I just was, I'm in the kitchen and, okay, you know what? I'll just tell you. Sometimes I cha-cha when I'm dancing. I'm just cha-cha in my mind and I'm going, and then one of the things that always, the Orquesta Aragon had El Bodeguero, and I always, toma chocolate. Paga lo que debes. You know, so, right? So I'm right. So I think, hey, I bet there's other songs about cooking and blah, blah, blah. And so I got on Spotify, made a playlist, and I loved it. And I thought, I'm going to share it with people. And then everybody went like, this is so great. So before the holidays, when you got everybody in the kitchen, and, you know, it creates a party atmosphere in the kitchen. Yeah. You know, I love. Yeah. So, El Bodeguero, hi, yeah, okay.
Paloma, I don't like cooking, but I clean all day. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So there are subcategories. I think for me that skipped a generation because I can cook, but oh my gosh, I hate to clean. I do. I cheat. When my mom used to come over, I would just take like violetas and spray it on the bed so it would smell fresh. And put, you know, like pine salt in the smell, you know, in the bathroom. I would just pour it down the sink, and it was like, gosh. Oh, you cleaned. Yeah, I know, right?
How funny.
I cheat, okay?
When the suegra's coming over, that's a good life hack.
Oh, my goodness. So whoever's going to see this, now you know that I cheat, and
Yeah, so, all the secrets.
All my secrets. But being able to pull my family together with, if I make picadillo, my son-in-law, when Lucy first got married, I made picadillo, and he thought I had discovered fire. Wow. What is this dish? It's not like just any ground beef you have. Yeah. And yes, I put the raisins in, the raisins and the olives, because it adds a sweet and sour flavor. You can pick them out. Yeah. We're not having this discussion today. Yeah.
Well, Vic, you made it with.
I made it without raisins because I didn't have raisins.
What? It's all about the flavor.
No, but that was the fricassee.
Yeah. The fricassee.
Not the picadillo.
Yeah. So anyway, it just adds flavor. I don't eat olives at all, but I always use them to cook.
But it changes the flavor big.
Yeah. Oh, team raisin and olives. Come on. Yes. Anyway.
Very cool.
I see that you're drinking a big cup of coffee, like a real coffee.
I am, yes.
So, okay. That was I got to tell you, my mom used to do that too. She made the coffee, but it was like a café con leche.
Yes. Yeah,
and then she'd also have a little sprinkle of salt in it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because it was amazing.
It opens it up somehow?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like when we were younger, you know, make us your coffee. Her coffee was different than my dad's cafecito. Right. I don't know if anybody else, you know.
Criollo style. So
criollo style,
that.
like my great grandmother made. Come on, see,
are the
lady.
are the new generations, Marta, your grandkids, your kids, are they taking into the kitchen also? Because
Yes.
you
Yeah.
gotta
Well,
like
they're
it,
little.
right?
Let me tell you, with salt, Dad. What kind of salt? Just salt. Just salt. No. Okay. My
What kind of salt?
see, people know stuff. Come on. I love you guys. Come on, love you
Sea
guys.
salt or
I've never
kosher?
even heard of that. Actually, I'm gonna try it.
Okay, with a pinch of salt. Café con leche
Yeah.
needs a pinch of salt.
And that's criollo style. That's what that's called.
Well, that's what she said. I don't know. That's my mom made it, you know.
We were
I'll
learning
call it
things
criollo
already.
style and just let that go, you know.
Yeah. Let's let that
I'll
go.
tell you about, okay, next week, Nochebuena. Do you guys still celebrate
celebrate
Christmas?
it,
Nochebuena
absolutely.
with the whole family.
Yes.
Yeah.
This year, we're not doing it with the extended family,
Right.
but it's just there's only going to be 10 of us.
Only.
Only, yeah.
It's still
Well,
loud,
instead
I'm
of
sure.
40,
Oh, yeah.
only
It
10
still
of
gets
us.
loud, right?
Yeah. So, but my daughter, my youngest one, not that she's that young, she's 27, so she's, but she said, I want to do it. So we've got a cajachina. So they
There you
ordered
go.
the pig and they want to do it. She goes, Mom, just come over and set the table like you do, and I'll do the cooking. And then the day before, my other daughter, we're going to, oh, they're still talking about café con leche with salt. Yes.
This is
It's the only way, right? Okay. But anyway, my girls want to be involved. They're into it. They want to do, you know, the 24th is our Christmas, or Christmas Eve. So we're, que siga la tradición, you know?
Claro.
Yes.
We still want to continue to do that. So they were very anxious to do that. I would do my extended family for Nochebuena and then Christmas brunch for my kids here, and we'd open gifts all day, and then we have a Christmas dinner that night. But now it's all three. Now it's Nochebuena. It's the same people, okay? So Nochebuena with my family, and then Christmas brunch with my family, and then Christmas dinner. So, and Christmas dinner we go, my husband's family is English. So Christmas dinner we'll do a prime rib roast.
Oh, nice.
So it's completely different, you know? Anyway.
Change it up.
Do you do that cooking also, the prime rib and all that, or that's his side?
Yeah, no, we're doing that. Yeah, so we do that, you know, I mean, there's other food out there in the world. So,
Sure.
you know, the Cuban cookie is at the top of the food chain.
Of course. So what do you have, what's next for Marta? You've been doing the blog, and I mean, you're growing, that following is huge, and everybody knows Marta, it seems like.
It's kind of sweet, yeah.
So what's next? Do you plan on, you know, obviously you said a network possibly and all that. What do you enjoy? What do you want to do? Just keep doing your thing?
I'm just doing what I'm doing. I'm not, well, I don't know how to describe it. If I get an idea, I'll just put it out there. Like with Spotify, oh, I'm going to share my thing. It occurs to me and I do it. And then people respond. I'm like, oh, that was a good idea. So I don't know. I truly don't know. I'm 65 now.
Yeah.
And
Jovencita.
Jovencita, todavía me queda. You know, my mom was 103. I still have time.
Yeah.
So, but also, I'm a cancer survivor. I had cancer 2 years ago. And, you know, that's probably why my blog like slipped away a little bit. Like, oh, yeah, this is hard. But I'm okay now. I'm clear.
Good.
I don't have cancer right now.
Wow.
Your husband, Filipino, God bless you, and loves Cuban food.
Everybody loves Cuban food.
Yep. So anyway.
So just whatever comes out, whatever you feel, you put it out.
I really am not. I'm not a big planner that way.
Yeah.
I just think like, oh, this would be a fun story to tell. Like I've been thinking about like for a while. In October I celebrate my blogging anniversary. So I contacted all these. They're vendors, but they're friends now, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, hey, would you like to do a giveaway on my blog? And every single one of them said absolutely, without hesitation. Yeah, sugar to your black beans. Yes, I do. Papi shampoo.
Papi shampoo.
Oh, hi from Tampa.
From Florida.
Love Tampa.
Wow, bueno. We got
It's the best Cuban bread in the world is in Tampa. I'll die on that hill, but yeah, that's not important right now. Okay.
And in Miami, I saw you were in Miami not too long ago, right? Pre-COVID.
I was in Miami a year ago.
A year ago. So what places do you recommend food? Do you recommend out there for
I
those
do.
foods?
We have time, right? Okay.
Throw it out.
First, let me tell you that it was the people that invited me to Miami was Burger Beast.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And to be a judge for Croqueta Palooza.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I went. But the guys that talked me into going were the podcasts. Pero let me tell you.
Okay. Yeah. I've listened to that.
So it's called Pero Let Me Tell You, and it's a podcast, and they talk about everything under the sun. But they came out to California, and I met them, and I did one of their podcasts a long time ago. And same thing, we became instant family,
Right.
So I consider them, they're like friends that are like family. We can't help it. It's in our blood. So I went to Miami for Croqueta Palooza, and the Pero Let Me Tell You guys took me everywhere. So I'm going to tell you, when I'm in Miami, Sandwich de Miami, best Cuban sandwich I've had. Tell Daniel that Marta sent you. Okay, I'm just what I'm saying.
Okay. Is that the kind where they put the croquetas in it? Or those are on the side?
No, okay. The croquetas, you're going too fast. There's another place it's called Dos Croquetas. Let me give them the high sign. Excuse me, that's all they do is make croquetas, and they do fabulous and amazing things. If you can picture every kind of thing you want to eat in a croqueta. Okay, no, you can't picture it, can you? Yeah, they do like, whatever, buffalo crack chicken, and they do, there's one, it's called, my favorite one's the 305. They put picadillo and plantains in a croqueta. So you're eating it, and you close your eyes, you go, oh my gosh, it's magical. So, Dos Croquetas, for sure. Wow. Vicky Bakery. Vicky, yeah, how sweet. Yeah, sweet it is. That's, you're going to go get there, or Pinecrest Bakery, where you're going to go get your café con leche, con pan tostado, dos croquetas, you know how you do it. So, yes, the 305.
You have a recent post, right? I think you listed a couple.
Yes, I wrote all of these restaurants.
Are they all Miami, or?
Yeah, the thing about the post that I wrote about is that they deliver to your door. I'm in California, and all these people have sent me food, which pleases me greatly. That anyone else would want to send me food,
Pinecrest.
Okay, so good to know we can order all those spots online.
Yeah, so you go read the post. It's about the best places. They'll ship them to your door. It does get a little expensive. I don't know what you think. If you want the perfect Cuban food to your door, can we put a price on that? No.
Sure.
But they get it. It's fresh and overnight, and they come packaged cold, frozen. Yeah, everything that Sergio's Cuban in Miami.
Yeah.
They did an amazing job. They sent us ropa vieja, picadillo. My daughter, when she lived in Miami, she said, she goes, I had breakfast at Sergio's every single day. It was so great. For ice cream, you got to go to Azúcar, right?
In Calle Ocho, right?
Yeah. And then there's, for a nice restaurant, is, Havana, 1957. I think that's in South Beach.
Yeah.
Okay, you're asking me off the top of my head. And of course, there's Finca Table and Tap, which is really cool, new stuff. Azúcar, yeah.
Yeah, we got, and then we said New York City, Tri-State, need a pollo. Yeah, there's people from all over. Mario from the Dominican. Is there Cuban food out there? Super cool.
Is it this? A few years ago, I cooked for the Cuban Cultural Club of New York City. So I flew out to New York, and I made 100 pastelitos for all the Cubans in this thing, and talked about Cubans and everywhere. And one of the guys did a whole thing about how you can find Cuban restaurants literally everywhere. You guys, there's a place on Maui and Alba's Cuban Coladas, and she's on Instagram, and I just love her because she just does it, and she's got a little cart in Maui, and I think it's fabulous.
Wow.
Excuse me.
I gotta follow some of these people. I haven't heard of some of these.
So Marta, before we wrap, and we got a lot of nice people. Best frita, they're asking where's the best frita, and love it. Where can I get it here in Cali? Follow Marta on her blog.
Okay, you know what? Just I make the best frita. Okay, shut up. I do. So
when are you opening a restaurant then?
No, because you know what? I can't do that. I cook with love for my people, but then I'm done.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
for my people.
Yeah.
I really could not do a restaurant. At Porto's. Well, you know, that's where we met. I don't know how they do that, and I'm friends with Betty Porto. Yeah. They actually catered my daughter's wedding, and you know, because it's a small Cuban world after all, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
And this is my Cuban spot. Cuban Pete. Cuban Pete is where? In Manhattan.
Manhattan.
That's far from me, Papi Shampoo. Anyway, so
the restaurant thing's not for Marta.
Wait, so okay, I didn't hear that. I got distracted. What?
No, the restaurant thing's not for Marta. You're gonna.
No, I'm not gonna do a restaurant, and I'm still conflicted about the Food Network thing because I'm so honored that they really like me so much. You know, they wanted me to do just recently the supermarket thing. I don't know what. Guy Fieri does a supermarket show, and no, I turned them down. I turned them down like, oh no, I don't have time for that right now. Really, it makes me sound terrible. I know. What?
No,
you're popular.
Do you have a malanga recipe, a friturita de malanga recipe? Do you do those?
I do not. I do not. I don't.
Yeah.
Is someone asking me, or is this you personally?
This is me personally. I've been looking for malanga.
I bet your dad knows how to do them.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
But let's see.
Thank you.
Any other questions you guys have for Betty? I had one last question.
You know what?
Okay,
another question. Let's give away another tacita.
Another tacita, okay.
Ooh.
See, malanga, look at her. What?
What could we ask?
Let's see. Malanga. Okay, so maybe favorite Cuban entree, Cuban dish, food dish.
Okay, all right. There is a dish that I will not order in a Cuban restaurant because I make it so much better. I know. Okay, oh my gosh, this sounds so like conceited, you know. Okay, but there is a dish.
The dish?
All right,
what's
you
the
can
dish
guess.
Marta? Yeah, what is it? What is it, Marta? The dish you only make at home. You never order.
I never order in a restaurant because I make it better.
We got ropa vieja.
No, I can make ropa vieja. I make all those. Yeah. No, but there's one in particular. Ahí, Cuba 56. She got it. Cuba. Yeah. Oh, my sister knows. Yeah, arroz con pollo. That's right.
Okay, there it is.
Cuba, whatever. 56.
Cuba 56. Send us a direct message.
Arroz con pollo. You guys know me. Arroz imperial. I make that too. My mom made the best arroz imperial.
Oh wow.
So, and I love them all. I do, but it's okay. Bravo. Oh, baby. One. Okay, thank you, because you know me. Okay, so that was good. We gave away.
Bravo, wow. Anything
Get
else?
their address, please.
Yes, yeah. Send us a direct message, por favor, Cuba 56. Vicky, anything else you want to throw in? And thank you, Marta, for taking your time. I have one more question for you, not for the raffle, but one more question. Anything else?
Okay,
go ahead.
What message do you have for the new generations, the ones that were not born in Cuba? What message do you have for us? And then what message do you have for the Cubans that were born in Cuba to keep the culture alive? What could you send? Off the top.
Nothing heavy. Right? Okay. All right, I'll tell you.
Maybe have a sip of cafecito before you.
For the young generation, there is nothing better than our Cuban culture. We are rich in everything. We are rich we're the best storytellers. I say that without even a hint of irony. We're storytellers. We're thoughtful people. We're fun-loving. That's a wonderful heritage that you have. And if you can pass that on with food, with music, I think it's such a gift. It's such a treasure that I just pray that we don't lose it with your generation. So
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Marta. No, I love the message. Anything you want to throw in? We're
going to keep it going.
We're honored. Yeah, we're going to keep it going. We obviously are trying to keep it very alive ourselves. And thank you so much for doing this, Marta. Thank you for taking the time. Your first Instagram live with us.
How did I do?
Excellent. How did you do, audience? If you want to see Marta again, send us a message. No, thank you, de veras, Marta. Thank you for doing this, and we're gonna get the tacitas to the lucky winners, Cubans in Cuba 56 and Lourdes. And we just appreciate you. Everybody, be safe in the cuarentena, and have a wonderful Noche Buena. Anything else you want to say, Marta?
Thank you so much. Feliz Navidad to you all.
Thank you. Happy holidays, everybody. Thank you for tuning in with us.
Gracias.
Hope you had fun.
Okay, bye-bye.
Salud.
Salud.
Salud.